We're ready.
Right. Yep.
Comrades, you are called to order for the opening ceremonies. Comrades, we will now be led in prayer by our chaplain. Mr. Hoffman, would you mind leading us in prayer?
Let us pray. The psalmist declared, "This is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it." Almighty God, please accept our thanks for this day and for the blessings upon it. We ask that you will guide us and direct us in our chapter, its officers, and our actions. May you bless our meeting today as we come to discuss the business at hand and also the election of our officers. Grant us wisdom for all the decisions that are to be made. To this end we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Comrades, all members and guests to our veterans will give the hand salute, and all others place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. 2. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Comrades, as a reminder, we are here to address only matters specific to our organization. All discussions must be relevant to our mission statement, which I will now read. We are dedicated to a single purpose, empowering veterans to lead high-quality lives with respect and dignity. We accomplish this by ensuring that veterans and their families can access the full range of benefits available to them, fighting for their interests of America's injured heroes on Capitol Hill, and educating the public about the great sacrifices and needs of veterans transitioning back to civilian life. Providing free professional assistance to veterans and their families in obtaining benefits and services earned through military service and provided by the Department of Veterans Affairs and other agencies of government. Providing outreach concerning its program services to American people generally and to disabled veterans and their families specifically. Representing the interests of disabled veterans, their families, their widows, spouses, and their orphans before Congress, the White House, and the judicial branch, as well as state and local government. Extending DA's mission of hope into the communities where these veterans and their families live through a network of state-level departments and local chapters. Providing a structure through which disabled veterans can express their compassion for their fellow veterans through a variety of volunteer programs. I now declare this meeting open for the transaction of such business as may rightfully come before it. Comrade Adjutant, will you call the roll of officers?
Thank you. Commander Tom Wendell.
Present.
Senior Vice Commander Tanya Coper. First Junior Vice Commander Shamala Capizzi. Second Junior Vice Commander Anna Lutz.
Excused.
Treasurer Kathleen Schultz. Immediate Past Commander Erwin Schultz. Department Executive Committee Member Tom Wendell.
Here.
Alternate Department Executive Committee Member Shane Lehrman. Present. Officer of the Day Jim Anders. Sergeant at Arms Joe LaHaye.
Present.
Judge Advocate Erwin Schultz.
Excused.
He's in the room. Our BPTL Jesse Bendahan is online. Adjutant Shane Lehrman, present. We have all of the officers accounted for, and we have a quorum, Comrade Commander.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Comrade Adjutant. Now, all guests and members in attendance, in person and online. And Shane is getting our roster right now.
Thank you, Comrade Commander. We're going to go ahead and read everybody who is in the room, as well as those who've joined us online this morning. In the room at the meeting is Shane Lehrman, Kathleen Schultz, Erwin Schultz, Tanya Colpert, Bill White, Tom Wendell, Jeremy Yost, Joe LaHaye, Anthony Lewis, Jerry Kristen, G.A. Redding, Shamla Capizzi, Jim Anders, John O'Hara. And then online, if I miss you, please speak up. We have John Berger, John Hoffman, Gary Salpini, Jesse Bendahan, Frank Alguar, Claudette, Dee Myers, Bob Whaley, Mark Besson, and Matthew Matt John. If I didn't call your name and you're online, please let me know. That's everybody that we have in attendance in the room and online. As a reminder to those online, if you are in attendance online, you are not able to vote in the meeting per DAV's National Constitution and bylaws.
Now, we did have one join us late. Could you introduce yourself? All right. Thank you, Susan from the auxiliary. All right. Comrade Adjutant, you tell us about our minutes.
Sure. Our minutes are things we do about the stuff for the people at the places when we have our meetings.
More specifically, where are our minutes? And
Chapter 10 has been doing something different for our minutes for the last several years. We record the entire meeting, make a video of it, and post it on our website and our YouTube channel. So that way the minutes of every meeting, everything is available to everyone at all times. It's just not minutes. So the actual recording of the meeting from March 22nd was converted to a video. It's been posted. It's on our website. It's on our YouTube channel. And I sent a reminder email this morning about the meeting, and it was included in there as well. I move we accept as posted.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the ayes are above the nose. That's for Leighton Lanphier. All right. Treasurer's report. We'll hear from our treasurer, Ms. Kathleen Schultz.
All 2 minutes of it. This one's going to be short and quick. Our beginning balance was $8,627.30 for March 1st. This goes through the 31st. Our income was zero. Our disbursements were zero. So our ending balance is, as you see on the bank statement, $8,627.30. And I make a motion to accept this report as read, subject to audit.
I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report, subject to audit. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Comrade Adjutant, do we have any communications?
We did. We received a letter from the chapter for the department spring conference. Chapter 10 made a donation of $200 to the hospitality room. We received correspondence back thanking us for our contribution.
No other communications? Nope.
No other mail, no.
Okay. All right. As of right now, we don't have a actual chaplain, but as far as sickness and distress, I would ask that you keep Gary Salpini in your prayers, and John Hoffman, and Jim Anders, and also myself. Just got a few things going on, so I ask you keep us all in your thoughts and prayers. Mr. Hoffman, anybody else that you know of?
I would suggest John Burr as well.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, reports. Membership. As far as members, it's great to see everyone here today. We're starting to get more people that are coming out to our meetings in person. So I greatly appreciate those that are here, and those that have joined us online. We greatly appreciate you joining us. And as far as this year's goal, I know we're not going to meet this year's goal because everything that was going on with the pandemic and recruiting and things of that nature. But we really want to look at when National sets our goal for next year. We really want to push at doing our best to meet that goal. Of course, our goal is normally set pretty high because of the membership that we have in our chapter, and we'll definitely be looking at next year to really push and try and get more active members and also recruit new members. Now, one thing in reference to active members, if you have ideas out there, any of you on ideas where we can do things to draw people in, let us know. We've talked about reinstating our picnic. We've talked about, doing little things after the meetings, maybe having a lunch after the meetings, that way people can bring their families. So different things to try and draw people in. So if you have ideas, please let Shane or I know, or any of the officers know after the meeting. That way we can, look at those things and maybe put those out there. All right. Women veterans. Either Tanya or Shamla, either one of you have anything? Go ahead, Shamla. If you could, please.
Good morning. My name is Shamla Capizzi. The 2022 Virginia's Women Veteran Event Summit, Sister in Arms, will be Wednesday, June 15th. It will be in the Richmond area. You can sign up on dvs.virginia.gov if there's any women or men that would like to attend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And after in the next couple of days, we always send out our meeting after action. I will include a link to that so that anybody that is interested and wants to find out more information will be able to do so. I'm just going to jump in real quick, if you don't mind, Tom, and add a few things. One, there was a toxic exposures bill that recently passed the House called the Honoring Our Pact Act. Included in that bill is specific studies for women veteran breast cancer and exposures to toxins, to include burn pits. So there is a study in there to take a look at that, because there's not a lot of information currently out there on the long-lasting impact of toxic exposures to female service members and women veterans. So that did pass, and it's currently in a bill that is before the Senate. That's all I have to add at this moment, Tom.
All right. Excuse me. Now, in reference to that, one thing you should be looking at is reaching out to your senators in reference to this bill, because we definitely need our senators to support this and to get out there and vote yes on this bill. So we definitely need to make sure that we are making contact with our senators And I'm sure later on there'll probably be a action alert on the Commander's Action Network. So if you're not a member of the Commander's Action Network, please make sure that you join that. And you can do that on the DAV website, and it's under DAV CAN. So hope to see everybody. If you're not signed up, please sign up. Service officers, Jeremy, anything going on the regional office side? No. All right. BPTL, Jesse, you have anything?
Yes, good morning. Nothing to report today. A quick placeholder. Maybe for the next meeting, I'd like to do a very short, less than 5-minute update on status of VA's implementation of electronic health records, and do that for the next meeting. And then I need help from the chapter to update my contact information. I've been writing the chapter since January with my new email address, and I would appreciate it because I'm not getting notices of the meetings or anything like that. And that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jesse, for that. And we actually put your new contact information in there this morning.
Great. Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Just to piggyback off what Jesse was talking about, first of all, Jesse, thank you for talking about the EHR implementation at the next meeting, because I don't want to talk about it. So thank you very much. Just to follow up with what Tom was talking about as far as legislation, for those of you who don't know, I am DAV's Deputy Legislative Director at our headquarters in DC. One of the things that I've been following for a very long time has been toxic exposures. The bill we just mentioned is called Honoring Our Pact Act. That passed the House on March 3rd. It was sent over to the Senate, and there was a hearing held on that in the Senate on March 29th. We were a little concerned that we didn't think the Senate was going to move very quickly or move forward at all on this bill, because it did pass the House with bipartisan support. However, we were able to testify at that hearing. So if you're interested, log in and look, and you'll see my big talking bubble head on there explaining the nuances of the bill and why we support it. It's more than likely, from what I'm gathering right now, to follow up with Tom's comments, we will be releasing a Commander's Action Network early this upcoming week for you to take action on to contact your senators. We need 60 votes in the Senate for it to pass. So that's why we want everybody to be engaged with their senators. What this bill will do is pretty amazing. It'll provide health care for veterans exposed to toxins from Persian Gulf and OEF. It'll open up a 1-year period additionally for combat veterans to be enrolled if they haven't enrolled yet. It'll provide potentially 23 diseases related to burn pit exposure. It'll add hypertension as a presumptive disease for Agent Orange. It'll also increase the current recognized locations of Agent Orange use. Currently, it's mostly Vietnam and the waters offshore, Thailand to a very small degree. What this bill will do is it will add every military installation in Thailand from 62 through 76. It'll add Guam up through June of 1980. It'll add America Samoa and Johnson Atoll, Cambodia, and Laos. It'll also add radiation risk activities for veterans who participated in the cleanup at Inuwatak Atoll from 1977 to 1980, as well as radiation exposure for those who participated in the cleanup at Palomero, Spain in 1966, and the Thule Greenland base, where there was also an incident as well. It'll also create registries for veterans exposed to toxins at Fort McClellan, and PFAS water contamination currently being looked at over 600 military installations around the world. So this is a big bill. It's just not a burn pits bill. It's a multi-generational bill. We're really pushing on this. You're probably going to be seeing a lot more information soon with some news stories coming out stuff from DAV, and there might be a potential news press conference at our headquarters in Northern Kentucky in the upcoming weeks. So there's a lot of movement on this. We're projecting there's going to be a vote on this bill early May, maybe. So we're thinking maybe the first or second week of May, there might be a vote on this bill. And it is monumental in the impact it's going to have. And I'll provide more information in the after action report.
Outstanding, Shane, and we greatly appreciate your knowledge on this subject. We know you've been working on this for a long time, and we greatly appreciate you being able to bring that knowledge here to the chapter. And like I said, if you're not a member of DAV CAN, you need to join. If you need help with it, ask any of us. We will be more than happy to help you to sign up for it, because you want to get these alerts, because we want to just keep pounding our senators. Because as of last week, neither one of our senators were supporting this bill. So we need to make sure that we're jumping on our senators to get them to support this bill. Very comprehensive.
Well, first of all, they can't show support for the bill yet because it's a House bill in the Senate and they don't have a Senate version of it. So they can't come out and co-sponsor a House bill that passed the House. So that's one reason. The other point, just to follow up on that, we're feeling pretty good about those on one side of the aisle supporting the bill. It's the other side of the aisle that we're concerned, because the House is a 50-50 split and we need 60 votes. So the majority currently is the Democrats, the minority is the Republicans. From all indications, we've been meeting with both committees of the staff in the Senate, the majority and minority. We're feeling very confident about where we are with the majority support. Minority support's a little still trying to figure out who's in and who's not. They have some concerns about the bill that we have addressed to the committee. I'm having meetings with the VSOs and committee staff generally a couple times a week. So we've got a pretty good handle on this, but we just need everybody to take action, because the more support, the better.
Thank you very much, Shane. Nominating Committee.
Click the button.
Good afternoon, everybody. If you don't know, my name is Jeremy Yost. I was a part of the Nominating Committee, also with Jim Anders and Shane Lehrman. So currently for Nominating Committee, we have for Commander, Shane Lehrman, Senior Vice Commander, Shamala Capizzi, First Junior Vice Commander, Anna Lutz, and Second Junior Vice Commander, Bob Whaley. Treasurer is Kathleen Schultz. Chaplain, we still currently don't have somebody. If anyone is interested, please contact us. DEC would be Shamala Capizzi, and alternate DEC would be myself, Jeremy Yost.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. At this time, I'd entertain a motion to accept the Nominating Committee's report. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, I'd entertain a motion to dispense with.
So moved, Commander. We dispense with the normal order of business, proceed to chapter election.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any discussions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will dispense with regular order of business and go into nomination of officers.
That looks pretty. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a whole 5 minutes to figure out how to do that.
The nominating committee has nominated Shane Lehrman as chapter commander. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations. Man, I knew that before you even clicked it.
Yeah, I'm just helping you.
I close nominations and declare Shane Lehrman as chapter commander.
I haven't spelled my name wrong. Don't look too closely at that slide. I spelled my name wrong.
Yeah. What a first step as commander. You know,
Yeah.
can't even spell his own name.
Yeah.
At least he didn't use crayons, you know, like the rest of us Marines. You know. All right, the nominating committee has nominated Shamla Capizzi as senior vice commander. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, I close nominations and declare Shamla Capizzi as chapter senior vice commander. The nominating committee has nominated Anna Lutz as first junior vice commander. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, I close nominations and declare Anna Lutz as chapter first junior vice commander. Anna's actually out of town this weekend, so she wasn't able to attend, but we'll let her know that she got. The nominating committee has nominated Bob Whaley as second junior vice commander. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, I close nominations and declare Bob Whaley as chapter second junior vice commander.
Congratulations, Bob.
Great job, Bob. Bob's with us online, and congratulations, Bob. The nominating committee has nominated Kathleen Schultz as chapter treasurer. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Nobody else wants to be treasurer, so. Hearing no other nominations, I close nominations and declare Kathleen Schultz as chapter treasurer. And we do want to thank you for all the years that you've been helping the chapter as being our treasurer. You do a great job for us.
And it's not because nobody else wants to do it. You're just really good at it.
There's no guessing about it.
The nominating committee has not nominated anyone for chapter chaplain. The chaplain shall perform the duties of the chaplain's station as set forth in the official DAB rituals. They shall visit the sick and comfort the families of those members that pass away, and shall be responsible for encouraging attendance at DAB conducted funerals and the proper conduct thereof. Are there any nominations for chaplain? Are there any nominations for chaplain? Are there any nominations for chaplain? Hearing no nominations, I close and leave open the position of chapter chaplain until there is a nomination and special election. Or we have a nomination and now close. Don't
read that part.
All right.
That's in case.
That's in case.
See, I put it all on there, but you only have to read.
Gotcha. The nominating committee has nominated Shamla Capizzi as Chapter 10's Department Executive Committee member. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, I close nominations and declare Shamla Capizzi as Chapter 10's Department Executive Committee member.
Where is she? She's over there. I can't see her. She must be sitting behind somebody. Oh, you're over there. There. I have a projector in my view. But you're right. You're not that tall. She said it first.
And neither is this next person. The nominating committee has nominated Jeremy Yost as Chapter 10's alternate Department Executive Committee member. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I close nominations and declare Jeremy Yost as Chapter 10's alternate DEC. No, I don't have a projector in my way. All right. I will now instruct the chapter adjutant, Lehrman, to cast one unanimous ballot.
Thank you, Commander. I, Shane Lehrman, cast one unanimous ballot for Commander Shane Lehrman, Senior Vice Commander Shamla Capizzi, First Junior Vice Commander Anna Lutz, Second Junior Vice Commander Bob Whaley, Chapter Treasurer Kathleen Schultz, DEC Shamla Capizzi, Alternate DEC Jeremy Yost. Yay!
Congratulations, everybody.
Felt a little anticlimactic, didn't it? Yeah.
Nice try.
That'll be May, sir. That'll be May.
Now, in reference to these past couple years, I appreciate, everything the chapter's done while I was commander. I greatly appreciate all the efforts, during the pandemic, everything that we did. We tried a lot of different things in order to keep the chapter going and to help those members that were in their homes and couldn't get out. So I greatly appreciate all your efforts. Those that were on the line, I appreciate all your efforts as, fellow officers in the chapter. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be your commander for the past 3 years. So thank you.
And for one more month, at least.
Yeah. Motion to return to normal chapter business. Have a motion. We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business. All right. American Veterans Disabled for Life Memorial cleaning dates. So here's our dates. They will be posted on our website. They hit the after action report, but our first cleaning for this year is going to be April the 30th. And they're going with 7:30 again.
Yeah, it'll be at 7:30. I'll update this on the website as well. It'll be at 7:30 that we'll meet at the American Veterans Disabled for Life Memorial in downtown DC. It's on 2nd and C Street, right across the street from the gardens by the Botanical Gardens of the U.S. Capitol. We'll be meeting there at 7:30. Cleaning usually lasts an hour to an hour and a half. We need at least 10 to 15 volunteers. We've been cleaning the memorial since 2017. And the dates they gave us, I just want to run through a couple to point out that August 20th is actually the same day that we have a chapter meeting here, as well as September 17th. Same day we have a chapter meeting. Now these start at 7:30 and our meetings start at 10. Since we don't get to pick the dates for the cleaning, and we've already picked the dates for this year for our meetings, I say that we still go ahead and do the cleaning at those meetings. And if we need to, we can always bump the meeting back a half hour to an hour to accommodate those that are cleaning the memorial to make it in time for the chapter meeting. So I just wanted to point those out. And then they gave us dealer's choice For October, we can either select October 15th or October 29th. Our chapter meeting for October is October 22nd, so it does not interfere. Knowing the way the weather turns around here, I suggest we go for October 15th just because it's a wee bit earlier in the month than 2 weeks later. So I guess with all that being said, I make a motion that we select October 15th over October 29th.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Yes.
So you have supply cleaning materials. I was going to ask, you use a power washer to clean that thing?
No.
No.
You cannot use a power washer to clean the memorial, given the nature of the stone and the way that it is. We use scrub brushes and squeegees on the glass. It's all ran by the National Park Service. They determine what we use to clean. They provide all the supplies. No, they won't. We're not allowed to use any of that. It's scrub brushes and squeegees.
Yes, Kathleen. Pardon me? It is.
October 15th? No, it's not. I suggest everybody go to Chapter 10's website and the page that lists the meetings. We already voted at a previous meeting to meet on October 22nd, which is clearly identified on our website as our meeting day. So no, it does not conflict with our meeting.
We voted to have the meeting.
Yeah, we did a few meetings ago. I believe you were here.
Yeah, we voted to change the meeting date because of the fact.
Yep, we voted to, and I updated the website too, so it doesn't interfere because we already changed it because of the fall conference. It interferes with the fall conference, but not with the chapter meeting. So do we want to pick a different day since it because not everybody goes to the fall conference. Generally only about 3 or 4 members of the chapter.
It's 3 or 4 members that are normally at cleaning.
So let me just ask this. How many people plan on going to the department fall conference on October 15th? How many people plan on cleaning the memorial on October 15th? Hey, look, it's dead even.
Oh, it's 4-2.
No, there was 3. Joe LaHaye raised his hand.
Oh, I didn't see Joe. So it's 4-3.
Oh, I didn't see Shamla's hand. She's over there hiding again.
So the 29th may be a better day.
Is that your motion, Commander? Because we've already voted for the 15th.
I know that, but I mean,
Well, Tom won't be here. For those of you who don't know, Tom is retiring and leaving the area July, August timeframe. So as long as we have at least 10 members, 10 volunteers to clean, because we do get a lot of volunteers that clean the memorial that don't always come to meetings and other events as well. So we've done it in the past where we've cleaned the memorial even during national convention and department convention. So I don't foresee it being an issue at this point since it's 6 months away, but we can relook at it when we get closer to determine if we need to switch the cleaning dates.
sounds good. So we will continue with the October 15th date. So, all right. Any other unfinished business? Meeting location follow-ups. We've put in a request to the Fairfax County Government Center to basically see if we can start meeting there. And we're waiting for a response from them. We put in dates we basically gave them all of our dates for the rest of the year to see if they would allow us to start meeting there. So as soon as we get a response from them, we will be putting that out to the chapter. So right now we're on standby mode. So, but we have put in the request. So, yes. Well, a couple different reasons. One, they are still talking about possibly doing construction and demoing this entire building. And two is it's not always consistent as to what we get. You know, since we're not a paying customer, if they get a paying customer, the room we normally use will go to that paying customer before us, and we end up being in the small room downstairs.
Or sometimes even in the bar when
Yeah.
they have no room.
So it's, you know, when we're trying to do this type of thing, having the video and everything and sharing it online, trying to do it in those small spaces, especially with the background noise, really doesn't work out well for us. So that's why we're looking at trying to get a more consistent, more professional space.
Have you checked into any of the like district offices, like, you know, they have conference?
I mean, we've looked at a few different places. We looked at some of the libraries and things of that nature. And so far, this seems to be our best shot. So that's what we're going to try for first.
And they don't charge anything for us to meet there. They already have built-in Wi-Fi, audio-visual equipment. I mean, we've had an event there before, and it was a pleasant event.
Yeah.
Well, we're not along the organization. We use the Mason district office.
Yeah.
And they talk, and we straight to Western to
Okay, thank you. Resolutions. DAV's legislative agenda. Last year's chapter 10, we submitted 20 resolutions. Our resolutions must be approved at the May meeting, and our chapter executive committee is our resolutions committee. So, you know, one thing we're going to be looking at is, you know, the legislative agenda for the DAV. If you haven't seen that, it is posted on the national website and our website. So if you haven't seen that, you can go on there and see that. And that's what we're looking at. A focus is looking at our legislative agenda when we're looking at resolutions. Now, one thing in reference to resolutions, the resolutions that passed last year's national convention are also on the website, and you can read every single one of those resolutions. Now, what we look at when we're for the chapter, of course, the first thing we want to look at are there any new resolutions that we can put out there? Now, we have a lot of smart people in here, a lot of people that are engaged in veterans benefits. So if we can think of new resolutions, that's one of our first goals. But what you have to understand also is the resolutions that passed last year's national convention are only good for 1 year. So at the next national convention, they have to be voted on again. So if there's a resolution that got passed last year that it's still applicable for this year, meaning that a law hasn't already been passed on that bill, then we as a chapter want to look at, do we want to go ahead and do a resolution basically just carrying one over from last year? Pretty easy for us to cut and paste one from last year, you know, and that's something that we have to look at is, of course, we don't want anybody to turn around and, you know, we're not as a chapter going to turn around and copy and paste. I don't know how many we're under, 144 resolutions, you know.
248.
Okay, I was a little off, you know, but we're definitely not going to do that. But if there's a specific resolution in there that it speaks to you, you know, maybe you're a Vietnam veteran and there's one in there that's specific to Vietnam veterans and a law hasn't been passed yet, maybe as a chapter we want to look at presenting that one. So what we're saying is go on there, look at the resolutions. If there's one that you want to present to the chapter, then you need to get it to Shane and myself. That way we can present it to the nominating committee. That way it can be voted on at the chapter. Because nothing goes before the department or national without first going through the chapter. So the chapter has to vote on it first, and then we move forward from there.
And there's a variety of different issues that DAV can support. It just doesn't have to be benefits. It can be VA healthcare, VA employment, VA education, VA insurance programs, VA dental, yes, dental, that's a big issue. Oh, and by the way,
caregivers.
So is caregivers. But the reason I wanted to mention dental real quick, with us this morning, we didn't properly introduce him, is Mr. Anthony Tony Lewis. He is the Associate Legislative Director at our national headquarters, and he covers dental issues. So for everybody in the room, if you have a question about the new dental stuff, Tony is very much willing to engage with you on that subject this morning. But those are the types of other things we can look at other than just benefits. So there's a whole variety of those issues in our national legislative agenda. You can find on DAV's website. Any new ideas are always welcome to find ways that we can make sure veterans are getting access to their earned benefits.
And sometimes what you want to realize is you may have a specific topic in mind, but we may turn around and tell you that we already have a general resolution that would already cover that. Because sometimes we don't want to be specific because of the fact that a bill may not come up on something that specific, but a more broad perspective could come up, and that gives Shane and their staff up there the ability to argue that versus having this real narrow one. So don't ever, bring up your ideas, but don't get upset or anything if we say, well, we want to go a little bit broader than what you're stating. So we've had members in here that are presented ones, and we basically explained, well, we already have one previously on a broader subject matter that encompasses what you're talking about. So let's just rewrite that one versus being specific. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking about resolutions, because one thing you have to understand is when, let's just say there's a great bill out there that has to deal with, let's just throw out child care at VA healthcare at a VA facility. And if a congressman's office brings that to Shane and them and says, hey, we want your support on this bill, if we don't have a resolution on it, they can't support or go against that bill. So that's something that's very important for us when we're looking at our grassroots efforts and what we can do as a legislative staff is, we got to be very careful as to what we're doing. And if we don't have a resolution for something, then they can't fight for it or against it. So it's very important for us to make sure we have some broad resolutions out there. So, anything else on that, Shane? All right. All right, officer training and orientation. The last online class was October 27th. Next class is scheduled for Wednesday, April 27th at 7 p.m. So this is not just for officers, okay? It's called officers training and orientation, but this is for anyone that you just want additional information about DAV and what we're doing, or maybe you're looking in the future, you would like to be an officer, then you should be attending this training so you can get that knowledge. And so it's very good. We cover a very variety of things. So if you can attend, please join us. It'll be in the after action report. The link to everything will be there. And we hope to see some of you online that night. New business. Upcoming meeting events. Possible what we're looking at is in June. We're looking at asking someone from the Fairfax County Veterans Affairs Office to come in and talk to us about state benefits. So a lot of people ask questions of us, what are some of my state benefits? Well, we're going to have them come in and actually give you a presentation on all your state benefits so you have a good understanding of those benefits. Then we're going to be looking at some additional guest speakers in July, potentially looking at a chapter picnic in September, and then maybe a Halloween party. So trying to think of some different things to get some members to come back into the chapter, get involved in different chapter events, and just to, have that camaraderie. And
We're going to do we're thinking about the Halloween party costume temporized thing.
Yes, what I'm thinking of is holding a Halloween party here in this room.
Because I got you all on the costume. I'll come as myself, scare the heck out of everyone.
yeah, that scares me every day. So
Yeah. The idea is just to have like a Halloween party in here where all our members, kids, grandkids can come in. We can set up some booths to hand out candy to the kids. We can have a little costume contest, maybe a variety of other things going on at the same time. Just a way to make sure we're including our members and their family members in a lot more open, friendly events instead of just meeting and cleaning the wall, even though some of us bring our kids to the wall and force them to work on a Saturday morning before breakfast.
Jeremy's daughter, a little younger than you, they're using her for speech.
For those of you who were at the last meeting, Will King, who is a department officer and with Chapter 7 down in Fredericksburg, he mentioned about fundraising the Buy a Vet a Beer program that actually started here at Chapter 10 about 8-9 years ago. He reached out to me earlier this week, letting me know that he has contacts with some breweries that would be interested in participating in the Buy a Vet a Beer campaign around Veterans Day. Anyone know if we would be willing to go in on it with them, meet with the breweries and set something up? The way it works is about a month before Veterans Day, any person that goes to the brewery can buy a vet of beer. In other words, make a $5 or a $6 donation. And then on Veterans Day, any veteran at that brewery can go pick up one of the free beers signs off the wall, hand it to the brewmaster, and get one free beer on Veterans Day. We get a small percentage of the take, but it's been a good fundraiser. Some chapters end up raising thousands of dollars just on these type of events. We haven't done one for a while. We were doing this at Fair Winds Brewing quite a bit. Unfortunately, ownership changed due to the death of the owner, and we haven't been back. So this is another way for us to get in. But we need somebody who wants to volunteer to assist with developing this. And if I understand correctly, we have at least one person in this room or online who enjoys beer. I'm thinking at least one person maybe. And maybe somebody named Matt John likes going to those places. I'm just throwing out a guess. And Matt, I think you're volunteering to help us develop the fundraising for that. Am I hearing that correctly, Matt?
Yes, I would definitely be joining you all in that endeavor.
All right. Thank you both.
all right. Installation of officers, May 21st chapter meeting. We'll be doing our installations, our appointments, professional attire. The reason for that, we like to take pictures of our new officers, so we're asking that you come in professional attire. And then
Officers duly installed officers professional attire.
Let me say this. For those officers that will be installed into a position, it is being requested you be in professional attire. Not mandatory, it's being requested. That way we have those professional images to use throughout the year in social media and other publications.
No pictures taken.
I have old ones, Erwin, of you in a tie. I'll use those.
No new ones, I should say.
And then we will also have a special guest installing officer. I'm not sure who that is going to be just yet.
good of the order. First thing under good of the order, as y'all know, B from our auxiliary, she was here earlier. She had to go attend a funeral, so she couldn't stay. But the auxiliary will be doing their installation, nomination of officers and installation in May. And they're looking for some new members to join the auxiliary. So right now, for those of you that don't know, everybody in here can be an actual member of the auxiliary. just because you're a member of the DAV, the Constitution bylaws changed to say that every member of the DAV can also be a member of the auxiliary. But if you have spouses that are, or, other members of your family that are eligible for the auxiliary and they'd be interested, please let us know and we can get them in touch with the auxiliary. Susan, you have any comments?
Come up front and sit by the microphone so everybody can hear you.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be here today. And certainly the past 2 years have been pretty difficult for everybody with the pandemic. And of course, we lost Marcy Reed to COVID. So we're certainly needing some new people to step forward. Bea has certainly given her all for so many years. And I would hate to see this auxiliary not thrive past when Bea passes on. So I would really ask for you to step forward to help us develop some new membership and to get some new leadership. Bea certainly has done her bit, and just in honoring Bea, I would like to really see this auxiliary thrive again.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. So in reference to that with the, auxiliary, if you have anybody, that's interested in joining the auxiliary, please let us know and we can put you in touch with Bea or one of the other officers in the auxiliary. So appreciate that. Anything else under good of the order? Anybody else have anything under good of the order? Nope. All right. Next.
Oh, we do. Sorry.
I
lied.
Go for it.
I lied. Good of the order. DAV and Recruit Military host recruitment fairs online and in person around the country. Just wanted to make sure everybody is aware of 2 that are coming up yet this month. April 12th is an Army and Spouse virtual career fair, all online. And it's currently on our website. So if you go to Chapter 10's website, go to the events page, that's listed right in there with a link to register for the event, as well as the April 26th South Central Region virtual career fair. They've been helping out quite a bit over the last several years since DAV brought the program back in 2014. They've helped hundreds of thousands of veterans and transitioning service members and their spouses find employment. And then the last reminder, our next Commander's Check-in and Chat will be on Sunday, April 17th. And the next chapter meeting is May 21st at 10 a.m. in person. We'll have our installation of officers and claims assistance will be available.
All right. Comrades, at this time, we will give 1 moment of silence will be devoted in honor of our departed comrades. Bow your heads. May they rest in peace. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Immediate pass.
Right. We have a motion to adjourn. Comrades, the purpose of our gathering has been accomplished, but before we close, let us always be mindful of the principles for which this organization stands: comradeship, fellowship, loyalty to principle, and to our comrades, and devotion to our cause. Before I declare you adjourned, it is fitting and proper that we once again honor our flag. Comrades, before us is the flag of our country. Let us always be true to its ideas and worthy of its exalted traditions. Comrades, and salute. 2. Comrade Chaplain, Mr. Hoffman, could you lead us in the closing prayer, please?
Please join me. May the peace of God, which passes all understanding, keep our hearts and our minds in the knowledge and love of God. Now unto the all-wise Creator of the universe, preserver of our nation, be the honor and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Comrades, I now declare this meeting of DAB Chapter 10 adjourned. Thank you very much.
For those online, I'm going to leave this link open for a while. So if any of you online want to chit chat amongst yourselves and socialize a bit, please go right ahead.